Hey, I'm Jesse from startcopywriting.com, and you're watching part 2 of my landing page copywriting presentation. So if you haven't seen part 1 already, then you want to click on the link below this video and that'll take you to part 1. So you don't want to miss out on that. So if you don't have already, grab a pen and a pad or your computer and get ready to take lots of notes, because this is me walking you through what you need to do if you're going to write effective landing page copy.
Let's talk about the bullet points. So a couple of guidelines for bullet points. Bullet points are basically mini headlines, right? They follow the similar formula for writing headlines. You basically summarize some information. So whenever I'm going through and writing copy for a business, I'll read their free report or watch the free videos, and there'll be something they say. They might say, okay, so there's 3 ways that you can buy a house without a deposit. Here's the first way, here's the second way, here's the third way. I go, wow, that's great information. That could potentially be a bullet point. If you're looking for that sexy information where the benefit is actually being revealed, and then you summarize that into a bullet point using the templates that I'm showing you now. So again, just like the headline templates, these are some templates you can steal to write some pretty cool bullet points. So the first one is the number of things you must know or have. So again, this only applies if your information is actually revealing that, right? But it's a template you could use. So here's some examples. The 9-point checklist you must go through before having your book printed. That's actually one that I wrote. It's an actual bullet point I wrote when I was coming out with bullet points for Dale's product many years ago, the Get Published Secrets home study course. That's one of the bullet points we used. 2 critical things you must have before you start trading. That's for a stock market product. 3 things you must do if you want publishers to take your book seriously. Again, another some information I read in Dale's course and then came up with that bullet point. So people are reading these bullet points and they're thinking, wow, I really want to know before I try and get published what that information is. It sounds like it's important. So that increases their curiosity. Here's another one. The biggest, I've put biggest twice there, but it should be one biggest. The biggest mistake prospects make when trying to benefit and how you can avoid it. Most information out there, including yours, you're telling people what to do, but also the mistakes they can avoid, what not to do, right? So you can probably use this bullet point. And these goes for bullet points that you can use in copywriting in general. So this is something you could use in your sales pages as well. So the 7 biggest mistakes most guys make when trying to start a conversation with a woman that ruin their chances with her. How many women would know what those mistakes are? So that was for a dating product that I was writing about. The biggest mistake investors make when approaching a bank for finance. Again, something in property investing. Okay, the last one I'm going to give you here is how to benefit without obstacle or challenge or problem. Again, notice that was the same little formula for writing copy that was in the headline. People love how-to information, especially if you're revealing information. Learning how-to is an obvious thing, so it works really, really well. How to sell a truckload of your books virtually overnight without using a bookstore or a publisher. So that was a list, I believe, of free resources that Dale was talking about in that course. Whole bunch of free resources. So it was quite easy for me to use that template because he was virtually offering a checklist. You could do the same thing. But the key here is to know what benefits that your prospects actually care about, right? You need to know that first, and that comes from research, as Dale mentioned earlier, and asking them what they want. All right, let's talk about testimonials. Great testimonials include a full name, a photo, occupation, and location. They also talk about the results or the benefits that that customer or client actually received. That's really important. Here's some bad testimonials. I loved your book, it's changed my life. Notice we've got her first name, we've got a location, that's good, but we haven't got her last name. Why wouldn't someone give you their last name? Either they're not real, they don't exist, or they don't exist. So you really want to have as much information as possible. I just love your advice about marketing. Doesn't talk about any benefits, isn't specific, doesn't talk about any results. Obviously not very believable or effective. Here's an example. I'm going to shamelessly plug Dale giving me a testimonial here. You probably would too. We talk about, let's look at the formatting here. We've got a headline on the testimonial, so that's obviously the big result that was achieved. We've got a bit of a story about how Dale engaged me for my services. We've got the result, and we've got his information down below, and also a bit of authority about Dale being one of Australia's most prolific authors. So that's obviously going to enhance the reputation of the person giving you the testimonial. Another one I got from Alex Mandozian. And again, you can follow the same format for your business. If you can, put it in a pretty box to make the testimonial really pop. Have a headline to really summarize what that testimonial is saying and the results and the benefits. A bit of a story about working with you and the person's name and website or contact information. All right, let's touch on social proof. There was a lot spoken about social proof yesterday. I think you guys are generally familiar with the principle. What I want to show you is some examples of how you can use social proof on your landing pages or your opt-in pages to increase conversion. So there's 4 ways. Now, I should mention this was not taken from one landing page. These are different things that were taken from different landing pages that show examples of social proof. So the first one in the top corner is 52,378 subscribers. This is also known as a chiclet. A chiclet is something that you put in the area of your opt-in box that basically says a lot of people have already downloaded this, why not you? And we've mentioned that with the number. Now, if you don't have 50,000 people already downloading it, you could have 1,000, 2,000. That's still going to work. It's still going to be impressive. It's that social proof in action. Another example of it is just below with the starburst that Dale showed earlier. Again, same principle, mentioning how many people downloaded it. That's going to increase that social proof element. The other thing is we have the testimonials. Obviously, testimonials from people who have authority. They call them sneezers in Purple Cow marketing, I believe. And sneezers are people who have authority, people that your market, your prospects coming to the page would probably recognize, that probably know who they are, and that's going to increase that social proof as well. It doesn't have to be famous people or even sneezers, people of authority. It can be just other customers. And then the other thing we have at the bottom is that was taken from the New Rules website, which is basically associations. So these are different media that Dale has featured in. That's going to show social proof as well, because these people are vouching for Dale for that website. So let's move on to the final step, which is call to action. So a lot of people don't realize, but your call to action isn't just your copy or on the landing page or even in the opt-in box. It's also the button text. The last thing you want to have is submit. Submit is pretty boring. That's not the strongest call to action that you could have on your page. So here's some examples of what you could use. I'm just using 3 examples here. Okay, so it's fairly obvious. You have almost like a headline of what it is you're offering. We've got free download or claim your free books today in these 2 different opt-in boxes on those landing pages. So if you read the copy, it's basically telling them exactly what they want to do and what they get if they do what you want them to do, right? So simply enter your best email below and click the Get Instant Access, and I'll immediately send you the report valued at, no, we don't have a value. So then we have the email address. Here's another tip. If you only need the person's email, only ask for the email. They have shown there is an increase in the number of people who respond if you ask for less information. Now that's a catch-22, because you might actually need their first name, their last name, you might need their phone number. If you need it, go for it. What I'm saying is, if you're just offering something where you don't need, as a business, all of your prospects' information immediately, just go for the email and you'll find that you'll get an increased response there as well. And then again, in the button text, as I said, it doesn't just say submit, which is pretty boring. Get Instant Access is one of the highest converting button texts that you can use. Get Instant Access, or free Instant Access works really well. Just like having add to cart works better than order now if you're asking for a sale. And then we have in the opposite one, send my free book, which is going to work as well. The last thing I want to show you is obviously the New Rules of Business opt-in box, and this is for people attending the New Rules of Business seminar. Again, very, very straightforward. Your call to action should be very straightforward. Tell them exactly what you want, and that is to claim your tickets to New Rules of Business. We've got a value there. It's valued at almost $1,500, but it's yours free. And then we've got the information that Dale wants, and then register now. Again, straight to the point. It is a call to action, a call to arms. That's what you're asking for. Okay, so that's me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my session. And if you have any questions, I'll be here all day tomorrow at the round tables, so you can come and talk to me then.
So I hope you enjoyed that presentation. If you want to see more videos like this one, then I've got a ton of videos, and I release videos all the time over at startcopywriting.com. So if you want to learn more about how to write copy, head over there or check out my YouTube channel.